Rolling out all stops to try and help drivers deal with the high cost of gas these days.
Kentucky's governor making a move now to lower the price at the pump for you, a decision that is the opposite of what's happening right now in Ohio. The governor over here does not agree. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is in Covington right now with why that's the case. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Mike and Tree. Yeah, you know, anytime a state government decides to forego tax revenue, it's a big deal, and it looks like that's about to happen here in the Bluegrass State now that Andy Beshear wants to lower Kentucky's gas tax by 10 cents a gallon. It's a different approach across the river in Ohio, and Mike DeWine says there's a reason for that. When drivers fill up at a gas pump, a portion of the price is a state tax used to fix potholes and build new roads. Kentucky charges 26.4 cents per gallon of gas. That amount, along with spiking prices caused by the United States war with Iran, is hammering Dan Griffith's bottom line.
I bought this car like 5-6 months ago. I was spending about $40 to fill it up at the pump. Now I'm spending about $75.
Because of that, Griffiths is glad Governor Andy Beshear has signed an emergency regulation to suspend a pending increase in Kentucky's gas tax. Beshear also wants the tax reduced by 10 cents, citing the war overseas. Kentucky's Attorney General says he'll support the tax cut, despite accusing the governor of playing politics. That assertion makes no difference to Griffiths so long as he can save some cash.
Anywhere there's savings, I will absolutely be supporting that.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine knows people are struggling to keep pace with rising fuel costs.
It's a big shock.
But late last week, DeWine said he does not support freezing or cutting Ohio's gas tax. DeWine says the value of the tax is worth 30% less now than it was 6 years ago because of inflationary pressures.
Which simply means that the money doesn't go nearly as far. These are always tough choices, but the answer is I think it would be a very grave disservice to the people of the state of Ohio to suspend that user tax, and I think Ohioans would feel the pain of that in the months ahead as our roads deteriorated.
Now, Andy Beshear is on the same wavelength as Indiana Governor Mike Braun, who suspended the Hoosier State's gas tax last month. And today, Braun extended that suspension by 30 days. He also suspended the state's gasoline excise tax. He says that will give drivers, when both things are combined, a more than 12% discount at the pump. For now, reporting live here in Covington, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.